Hi everyone, I'm Pocketful of Posies, and welcome back to my channel. So we're finally here. After 3 years of my Rainbow Brite series, I'm going to make a custom of the last character in the lineup, Stormy. This will also be an end to a big chapter in my channel's history, so let's get going. For this custom, I'm going to use this mini animator Rapunzel doll I got from my local thrift store. I felt that this doll's cute little pouty mold would be the best fit for our grumpy little storm maker. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take off the hair and face paint, and paint the scalp the new color I need. Then I can start on the face up. As I'm doing the face up, I can't help but reflect on this project I've been working on, and how exciting it is that I get to have the entire collection. There are some more Rainbow Brite characters I'd like to do in the future. I just need to figure out how to do them. I know that someone also suggested doing some OCs, which could be a good use for some more of the animator mini dolls, but we'll have to see about that later. There are also a lot of other series I'd like to do customs for, as they give me lots of uses for these dolls just sitting around. I'm really into 80s cartoons in general, so you can look forward to more of those kinds in the future as well. So now that the face up is done, I'm using this yarn to make some wefts to make her super 80s hair. This was also the first time I wanted to experiment with gluing the wefts directly onto the head. Normally I make wig caps, so I don't have to worry about accidentally damaging the face, but I've been on a kick with challenging myself on at least one aspect of my customs lately, so I'm gonna keep doing that. The next step is her costume. I get the pieces for the dress, and I'll need to use some glue to make some little bits of bias tape to decorate the edges. The trick to making bias tape is to cut the fabric diagonally where it stretches, which is actually called the bias. Then I sew these pieces together and fold them up. Finally, I can apply them to the pattern pieces. Depending on the size and type of fabric I work with, there are some bits where I'll prefer to use the machine, and some bits that are so small I'll want to go by hand. The little apron sleeves are made by sewing small bits of each color together. I just need one more little tape of green to finish off the dress. The boots are made with the usual paper mache cast method that I use, with a boot cover pattern to glue over it. This method isn't totally perfect because the edge where the soles start still tend to be visible and awkward looking. But the nice thing about Stormy's boots is that I can use the yellow bits to hide the flaws a bit more. These boots came out a bit too big, so I just had to do it a second time and it turned out so much better. They're probably the best boots I've made so far. The little cloud on the belt and the lightning bolt in her hair I make with craft foam. I just need to paint a lightning bolt on the cloud, and then I can just attach them on. And this finishes Stormy herself. Now Stormy's a little different in that she doesn't have a sprite of her own, but she does have her own horse. This is Skydancer, whom Stormy rides the clouds with to make the rain fall. To match the other two horses in the series, Skydancer will be another spirit riding free figure. I went for this Clydesdale-looking one since I felt it would suit him best. To start off, I use a plastic primer to give a base to the paint. It was going well at first, but I noticed that the tail, mane, and ears tended to come out a bit sticky. So I decided to remove them and apply some gesso as a base for them. After that's done, I'm going to paint over the body with thin coats of acrylic paint. This requires a lot of paint and a lot of patience, which is something I'm admittedly terrible at. Unfortunately, it became apparent that the primer wasn't applied properly, and it came out like this. So I knew I would have to do it again. I ended up ordering another of the same horse figure and tried it again. It turns out that I forgot to shake the can really well beforehand, so the second priming turned out much better. This one was turning out much better at first, but when it was time to seal it, it came out really splotchy looking. At this point, I was so frustrated with how badly it was going that I ended up taking a break from it for a month before I felt brave enough to try it again. I went back to the first horse I did and tried to sand it down to fix the prime job as best as I can. It seems like the plastic used for the ears and hair was still turning out sticky, so I had to take it off and resort to using an airbrush. My airbrush was damaged and the primer kept coming out really splotchy, but it was still able to get the job done. One more attempt later, I was finally able to get a paint job that I was satisfied with. That meant I could finally get to doing the face-up. And since that was too difficult for me to film, well, I had to skip it. But it does mean that I can finally say that this custom is done. It really is something to see all these dolls together. I'm seeing a bit of improvement in each custom, and I finally have all the main characters together. So, which other 80s franchise would you like to see more dolls of? Any other series in general? I have a few individual projects left, so I'll be taking a break from those for now. But you can look forward to some different types of customs, and stuff that I can hopefully sell in the future. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye!